That's a beautiful afternoon out here. Welcome to You Better Believe That's Butter. We're gonna make some simple burgers. I call them KISS style hamburgers. If I wonder, what does that stand for? It stands for keep it super simple or keep it simple stupid. The first way is the nicer way, right? And I'm always gonna try to eat the buns. Okay, so we're gonna start off, but we're making a full meal here. So I got some hand-cut French fries, and my daughter, as much as I think they're amazing, doesn't like my burgers, but she doesn't really like burgers at all. So we got some tenders for her too. You better believe that's butter.
No butter.
Yeah, I just did oil. Oil is kind of better for French fries. Don't worry, I buttered the buns here. So you see this big pile of French fries right here all came from 2 baking potatoes. All right, I try to keep them really long. I can't cut them super thin like shoestring French fries, but at least they're really long, so they should be pretty nice to eat. And to keep them, so they get the crunchy, we're gonna lay them out as flat as possible and let them brown without messing with them too much. All right, now even though these burgers are gonna be very simple in how I put them together, and you'll see here in a minute, I think one good thing to do is don't cheap out on the buns. A lot of people spend a lot of effort trying to make a really, really good burger, and then they end up buying the very cheapest, generic hamburger buns you can, and the bread barely can even stick together. So I got some English muffins here. I think they add a lot of flavor to it. It's not something that people do all the time, but and I buttered them, and we're going to toast them up here to make them really, really delicious. And these are the base English muffins. It's a specific brand. You actually find it in the refrigerator section next to the refrigerated bagels and such. Okay, so they're not on the regular bread aisle. And you'll know why, because they're just a lot fresher that way.
On the screen, they look golden.
The French fries? Cool. All right, man, you get a close-up of that. You got it? Okay, see now that is a beautiful toasted bun right there. That's gonna just add a lot of good texture and flavor to these burgers. Now before I forget, all the equipment and tools that we're using here, everything from the Blackstone Griddle, which if you guys have never used one, it's so much fun to cook on and it cooks the food so well, you really gotta just get out and get it. I'll use these turners, these big hose handles, to the scraper, to everything else. We'll have Amazon links in the description down below. We're Amazon affiliates, so it helps us out when you guys use those links, okay? Now, what about seasoning? All right, so on my last video, I used the Slap Your Mama. It's kind of a Cajun seasoning, but this one here I got Mike's. And Mike's seasoning is actually a little bit more local to our area here in the Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, Ozarks. I actually met him in person at one of the fairs. Maddie, can you toss me the seasoning there?
All right, go long.
Okay, there we go, that was a good catch. So he's got his own blend of seasoning here, and I really like it. It's great for French fries. I think it's really good for burgers too. And I'll put a link to his website in the description as well, so you can, try it out yourself. We're gonna get the first coat of seasoning on the fries here. Trying not to get too heavy. I'm gonna add more later as we keep going. All right, I'm gonna go get the meat there.
Oh, it dropped right there. Get it. Aw, they're being lame.
Are they?
Lucy got it, yay!
Okay, now like I said before, this is my KISS style burgers. Keep it super simple. I know a lot of people add a lot of crazy things to it. They try to put in a bunch of stuff, and maybe sometimes they get really, really lean meat where it's falling apart, where they have to add eggs and crackers, and you're basically turning into a meatloaf. Now, if I want to make a meatloaf burger, I'll make a meatloaf burger. But I want just a good cheeseburger. Here we go. And this is actually the 73, 30, 37 or whatever. I'm not doing math in my head right now. But it's the fattier hamburger for a reason. because it's going to help it to stay together and help it to be tender. Now, as you can see here, I don't mess with them a lot either. Part of keeping it super simple. Pull them out of the package and just flatten it. The more you work with it, the more it just compresses it, and I want it to be open. You can see the grooves here in between the ground beef. And that way it gives it more texture and allows it to cook a little more open, having that extra surface area.
Rains. Oh, it's like raining.
And of course, let's add some bacon. All right, now for the chicken tenders. Okay, I went ahead and prepped them, cutting off the little tendon and fat off the end, cleaned them up, and let them soak in Italian dressing. I like putting the chicken tenders in Italian dressing because it helps to tenderize them because of the vinegar in there. And then this is a red roasted pepper, and I just think it adds a lot of flavor. That's got plenty of seasoning on it already. Don't need to add that. The nice thing about these turners is they're really stiff. So you can take your burgers and smash them down pretty well.
Are you just squishing all the flavor out?
Not squishing the flavor out. I got the seasoning still on top. I'm squishing out some of the excess fat and then just compressing it a little bit against the griddle.
Riddle me this. Why do you keep putting extra oil on the fries only?
Because the fries, the way they cook, they kind of, I think they absorb it a little bit as they're frying. So I'm trying to get it like I would be in a skillet, whether it's hash browns or French fries or whatnot. They just require, they don't have any of their own natural juices. Like there's natural juices coming out of this, but there's no natural juices coming out of that. So I'm trying to get them from just drying out and sticking to the griddle. Fries look good.
Fries are like the best part of a meal.
They can be, or they can be the cheapest part, can't they? Did Lucy just like slip off? Was she too lazy to jump? She just went down. Okay, she's already got her plate mostly made up. She's got the chicken tenders and the French fries. So this meal here really should take care of most everyone in the family. So if someone doesn't like burgers, they got chicken. If they don't want the chicken, they got the burgers. And who doesn't like homemade French fries, right? So we're just gonna stick with some traditional mayo. You don't wanna like cake in there too much with the English muffins because it'll just fill all the holes and then you'll get like way too much mayo. All right. All right, just some American cheese. Doesn't really matter which the top or the bottom is, but I always think it does. All right. Maddie, why don't you try yours? Tell me what you think of yours while I'm finishing this up.
I thought you were already finished.
Just about. Uh-oh.
Okay, that's good.
What? All right, did I get the texture and the tenderness right?
Yeah.
Okay, how are the French fries? Let's try the French fries together here. They're long. That's pretty good. I mean, it tastes more like a steak fry for sure, because it's not just, you know, it's not come out of a fryer. But I think it's pretty good. Very long. All right, let's try this very simple but very delicious burger here.
I think these taters are a little raw.
The taters are still a little raw. Should I cook them a little more? Okay, now I know why Maddie said that, and I was looking confused because the first bite of French fries I had was like pretty much spot on. But then as soon as we shut the camera off and ended, I took my next handful of French fries, and there were a couple in there that were a little crunchy in the middle still. Really were. So gotta keep them flat and practice, practice, practice. Always room for improvement when it comes to cooking. Cooking is a lifetime skill, and it just is. But it's one of those things that brings people together because everyone's got to eat. So thank you so much for watching. Please share this video. Please, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to that channel and click that bell for notifications because we are starting to put out more videos. Thanks again.